of people reach out about my sobriety, just asking me questions, what got me sober. I know there's a lot of people that struggle. So I'd like to share what I believe was the catalyst to the sobriety. I mean, first and foremost, I believe that on January 18th, 2011, all the thousands and thousands and thousands of prayers that my family and friends were praying for me accumulated, and God just decided to give me a leg up that day. But the sobriety started about 2 weeks prior. I was in my room, and I'd been up for days. I was doing heroin and speed, and I could stay up for days on the speed. So I'd been up for days, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was dripping sweat, and my heart started acting really weird, like kind of heart palpitations, and I started to think, man, I don't know if I'm going to make this. I really thought that this could kind of be the end, and I was in such a desperate, horrible, defeated place in my life that I literally hated waking up every day. I just was completely lonely to the core of my being. And so when I thought that that could be it and this was going to be it, I was going to pass, I remembered, this God that my parents would speak of, and this place, hell, that they talked about. And I didn't believe in God at the time. I lived in a godless state existence. I was into some bad stuff, but I did remember the God they spoke of and they taught me of when I was young. And I remember thinking, wow, if heaven and hell is real, I'm definitely going to go to hell. And so in a quick moment, I guess, of clarity, I threw up a prayer in that desperation, and I said, God, if you're real, I need you to show up and show me, because I'm not doing well. I'm in a bad place. I need some help. Now, I ended up falling asleep that night and waking up the next day, and a buddy came over and, took the morning dose of self-destruction, and like I did every day, and out the door I went. And we stopped at a liquor store to get some booze, and I was going to go inside with him, and instead I said, hey man, grab me some vodka, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. And I remember I was leaning up against this car. This was the very next day. I was leaning up against the car, smoking a cigarette, just kind of in my own world thinking, and this kind of elderly lady was kind of coming up to me. I kind of looked at her in the corner of my eye, and I said to her, ma'am, are you okay? Can I help you? And she said, sweetheart, I don't want you to think I'm crazy or I'm weird, but God put it on my heart to come up to you and let you know that He loves you and He has a huge plan for you, and you're going to affect many humans' lives. And instantly I remembered the night before. Wow. I was taken back, almost at tears. I gave her a hug, and I said, ma'am, I don't think you're going to understand what you did. And off she went. God used her to speak to me. Now, what happened was I didn't get sober that day, but a little glimmer of hope got in my heart that day, and God showed me that He was real, and it festered and it grew, and I got sober 2 weeks later, and I have now been sober for 13 years. So that's a big part of my story. I call that the catalyst to the change. So for those of you who have asked why and how I got sober, that's one big part of it. That's all I got.